Kia ora, and welcome to Tuesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect New Zealand. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news the prospect of tariffs already seem to be sapping the rising expansion of the American manufacturing sector. The first look at PMIs for March are starting to come through with early flash results. In the US, the S&P Global Composite PMI rose in March from February's 10-month low. The service sector led the upturn with a better-than-expected gain, but the factory sector fell into contraction as a tariff-driven boost earlier in the year ran out of puff. Employment grew only marginally. New order growth for factories evaporated in March, but rose for services. They are facing significant cost challenges. For example, the new administration calling copper a national security issue. Prices for this key metal have now hit a record all-time high there and rising. This type of policy mistake is going to make US factories far less competitive on the global stage. And the Chicago Fed's National Activity Index rose in February consistent with their PMIs, and the hesitation in new orders showed up here too, with this category dropping below its long-term average and one of the weaker components, although better than in prior months. In Japan, their March flash PMI wasn't great for them either. The factory PMI contracted in March, and by more than expected, the 9th consecutive month of contraction. It was a reversal in factory activity since March 2024, with sharper declines in both production and new orders, despite foreign sales growing. In the services sector, there was an even larger decline, but only just below a steady state from February's solid expansion. In India, their PMIs continued to register a strong expansion, consistent with what they've had. Even though the services expansion was slightly less, it is still strong. Factory activity is still very strong, and rising new orders suggest real capacity problems ahead, but also that the gains will continue. In China, there are official central bank indications they're getting ready to cut their policy rates and bank reserve requirements at, quote, the right time, unquote. And staying in China, they're starting to deploy robot police there. Singapore's inflation rate rose in February from January, but due to base effects it fell from a year ago and is now up only 0.9%. That is the first time it's been under 1% in 4 years. Since September 2022, when it hit 7.5%, it has steadily fallen from there. In the EU, their March flash PMIs record expansions in both their services and factory sectors. True, they're both minor, but because they're rising from contractions, they're both notable. New order growth is behind the rise. And the latest internationally benchmarked factory PMIs for Australia for March are recording a strong gain and an expansion that is its strongest since late 2022. Their flash services PMI also rose, but is recording a more modest expansion. And we're standing by for a May election in Australia, probably May the 3rd or the 10th, both Thursdays. We won't know what they actually decide until after their 2025-26 federal budget, which is released later today. Because it is an election budget, its forecast we looked on dubiously. Current polling has the opposition parties ahead, but now falling rather sharply in support. Basically, it's too close to call. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.33% and up 7 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at just on $3,009 an ounce, down a net $14 from yesterday. Oil prices are up 50 cents at just on $69 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is just under $73 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now at 57.2 US cents, and down another 10 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down 30 basis points at 91.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, though, we're holding at just under 53 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 66.8 and down 10 basis points. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $88,026 and up 3.2% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been moderate at plus or minus 2.2%. You can find links to the articles mentioned today in our show notes, and you can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.